What's up, everyone? I'm out trying something new today. I'm trying mountain boarding for the first time. Pretty excited, a little nervous. I'm gonna be wearing all of my mountain biking protective gear. Figured there's a decent chance I might fall today. I'll show you my mountain board once we get to the top of the trail, but it's somewhere in between a longboard and a snowboard. It has bindings like a snowboard, but obviously wheels like a skateboard or a longboard. Much bigger tires though, off-road tires. So I'm at a semi-local bike park to try it out. They have some downhill trails, which is good. So the nice thing about a bike is you can pedal to the top. With a mountain board, you have to hike it up basically. So I got a bit of hike ahead of me, and then I'll go try it out. So if this is something I end up doing a lot more, this is probably something I'm gonna want to invest in, a snowboarding backpack, so I can attach the board to the backpack and can carry it on my back without having to carry it in my arms, because it's heavier than it looks, and that was very tiring. So this is the board. It's a MBS Colt 90. I did buy it used because I wasn't sure how much time I would actually spend riding it, and it didn't come with a brake, but I bought one extra and attached it on. People who are actually good at this can power slide to brake, but I don't know how to do that yet, so I figured a brake was probably a good option. So the brake kit that you can buy for these is just rubber pads like you'd find on a department store mountain bike. So not the best, but definitely better than nothing. So I know the top part of this blue trail here is sessionable, so I'm just going to try the very top part and see how it goes. So the brakes are not super strong. I also have not figured out how to go straight. I think this is the worst part about mountain boarding. If you're on a bike and you lose speed, you can pedal. If you're on a board and you lose speed, you either stop or start rolling backwards, which is not great if there are other people behind you. But luckily it's a Monday morning, and I think the only other person here today is someone walking the green loop. I remember these having much less of a lip, more like rollers when I was on my bike. Also, sorry for all the squeaking from the brakes. I definitely want to get a backpack to carry this. It's carrying it up the mountain's tiring. I didn't even go that far up. It was probably less than a quarter-mile hike back up. That's tiring carrying that. I think I'm going to REI later today, so I might look at backpacks then. So I think I'm just going to keep sessioning the top part of this blue trail for now until some other people show up. It does feel really sketchy right now. I'm sure that's just because I'm not used to it and brand new. I've been skateboarding a handful of times, same with snowboarding, so very minimal experience. I feel like I have a hard time getting it to go straight, and once I start going off course, I kind of wobble trying to get it back on. So, but I feel like this section will be good. So the uphill sections are kind of annoying because I have to get off and walk my board up to the top. But it's good because it gets me used to gaining a bit of speed, and I don't have to worry too much because the next hill will slow me down. The brakes work, but they are not amazing by any means. I feel like I just kind of skid. But I guess I'll just keep working on this for now. I can see my line where I didn't go quite straight, kind of lost it. I'm pretty sure that's the spot that I had trouble the first time. I don't know why. I don't know if it's kind of off camber, but it's hard to stay straight going down that part. And now to hike again. I feel like I am getting a little more speed each time I do this, or at least getting more comfortable with it. So this is the one that I always go crooked on, and I think it's because the landing of it's kind of angled, so it kind of tosses me that way, and then I go overcorrect and then overcorrect, and all that to say, this feels really sketchy. That one better. That one a lot better. Got a bit more speed that time, but also came with some speed wobbles. So each time I stop, I try to make sure there's no one coming. So this is a downhill trail. Sometimes I can stop on the uphill really smooth, sometimes I can't. Come on. So I feel like I'm making like very minute improvements, but those tiny improvements still add up. So content with how it's going for the first time. Still got a lot of work to go for where I want to be though. I'm not quite sure what's more tiring at this point, trying to control the board on the way down or hiking the board back up. Pretty sure it's hiking the board back up. But either way, it's very tiring. So I think part of my issue when it comes to going straight is that when I look down the trail, I have a slight tendency to like turn my shoulder too, which then turns me off, and then I try and overcorrect and end up kind of squirrely. But now that I know that's an issue, I can actively work on it and try to make sure I keep my body straight while keeping my head forward. I think I'm gonna head back down now. Pretty tired, been out probably about an hour and a half. I'm gonna take the same way down that I took to get up. It's a green loop, and it's probably the least steep of all the options. That blue I was sessioning, that's just the top of, I could have taken that the whole way down, but I feel like there's some steep sections that I'm not quite comfortable with yet. I feel like this green loop might have some sections I'll have to walk because they're just it's not like completely downhill. There's some like flats and there'll be some slight uphills, but it's probably the best option to get back down. And there's also a lot of corners, so I'll get a chance to practice some of those. I remember this being a lot steeper on my way up. Not sure if everyone will find this as interesting as me, but I found a good sized snail shell, so that's pretty cool. So I have my brake like closed all the way, and it still wants to slide. So that was an adventure. It's really fun, but it's really hard. If any of you watching have tried mountain boarding yourself, let me know what you thought of it. And if you're like decent at it, let me know how long it took you to actually get like comfortable on your board. Also, if anyone in the like southeast US knows of any good places to go mountain boarding, let me know. Because it's not super popular around here. It's popular in some other places like more out west and like New Zealand, Australia, the UK, I'm pretty sure. They all have like specific mountain boarding parks, but there's nothing like that around here as far as I know. I think most people just bring their board to mountain bike parks, but where it's not super common around here, it's not like explicitly approved of or prohibited, so it's kind of like a gray area. So if anyone knows of any areas that you're like actually allowed to mountain board, let me know. I'd be very interested. I think once I get a little more comfortable, I might reach out to Canoga, because I know they allow one wheels on their trails, not the jump lines, but like the actual trails. So I feel like they might allow mountain boards as well, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be always adventuring.